I called soul gatherings. Today they are called soul gatherings because I wanted to amplify inside of me and outside of me my own concepts. I wanted to put the name outside that I felt inside, from soul to soul. And then I started to create these soul gatherings with my community, that it was already stable, and amplify it. A soul gathering is a holy container for holy encounters. It's a container where you feel safe to share your own spirituality in freedom. So you can express everything that you are feeling with vulnerability, in intimacy, in a sacred circle. That's a soul gathering. And different soul gatherings have different subjects, dependent on what that soul group needs and what I feel intuitively that this soul group will benefit from. And it is a sacred contract when you are in a soul gathering. Then when you are participating in a soul gathering, you are committed to share everything you learn in a soul gathering with your family and with your spiritual family. That's a contract that we sign with our souls and with our hearts.
Wow. I'm making notes. If you ever see me like, where did Yvonne go? I'm making notes. I love what you said. I love the soul gathering, but what I feel, because you are this, you have a natural ability. I've been in your presence to gather souls. And isn't that amazing that you created it and then the pandemic came? And this is what we need the most right now in humanity. The gathering of souls, the regathering of spirit. And so I love that you are the founder of the soul gatherings, and they take place in Peru, but I guess you also are delivering them online, correct?
Yes, that's correct. And for me, this pandemic was the most natural state that I know for myself. Because the one side of my being loves to be isolated, and the other part of my being loves to be together with people. So I could experience in our home this independence and the interdependence that I was sharing and that we started to share through the podcast. On all this time that we haven't had time before to create the podcast. So my way of working here was put into practice more in the pandemic time online, because Yvonne, I don't manage easily technology.
Sister, I think we have support right now for the podcast. If I didn't have the support, you and I will be talking on Zoom.
Totally. I was telling Ananda that Sophia is such a great assistant for you and is putting so much order on all this. No, and here it's the same. Ananda is giving me all the structure so that I can really use all this wonderful technology, because I think it's wonderful too. And it's for me an everyday challenge to use this technology to show my inner net through the internet. I put that together. I learned that from Caroline Myss, the internet and the internet. Put that together and then we share it with all the world. I'm not fearful of the world. I'm not fearful of countries and international meetings. No, that's not my problem. I need help with technology. That's true. Yeah. And I use the help. So we all can help us in different subjects. No, but my soul gatherings, they started to bloom in that pandemic because
I love Maya. Let's pause for a moment.
Yes.
I want everybody to listen to the transmission just of this sentence. Soul gatherings bloomed in the pandemic.
Yes.
That just in itself has such healing, because, the vision that came just when you say that powerful statement, sister, is the desert, how when life wants to bloom, even if it's a rock or the desert, it will do so. And we were, in the Red Rock Mountains together, and we were in the desert. So for me, it's just amazing. My heart is open and my mind is blown out from every single thing that you guys have created. You didn't just create one thing. You really are spiritual entrepreneurs. You really are creating massive soul gatherings. And so just keep going. I just wanted to emphasize this because this is such a powerful statement.
And thank you that you did that, because one of the scenes that I will never forget is that scene in the desert with you, offering our flowers, our rose desert flowers that we have here in our living room, and they bloom with us. And that in that time, Yvonne, deep healing of our own family started. It started, we were very connected with healing techniques and everything. My mother was a healer and everything. But with that journey, after that journey, and with these flowers in our living room, we started to heal deep, deep family wounds. And we could share in that process, together with other people, our healing. And so the soul gatherings were impregnated with that healing work that we brought from that desert where we went together to honor our ancestors and everything that is already inside of us with our universal family.
Wow, that is super magical and mystical, because I do want to share with people that are listening. Maya contacted me one day, and it actually was Easter weekend. You know how Easter arrives in different weekends, and she says, I want to meet you, and we were going to have I want to have a rebirthing. I created a system called Transcendental Rebirthing that I serve, and I said yes. It was like there was something in her request. And there were other people that were going to come, and they couldn't make it because it was Easter. So we end up having this private meeting. And she says, I'm bringing my daughter. I still remember when she arrived to the desert, to Las Vegas, and I saw her daughter that I'll share. She's about to speak too. But and I was so my heart was so impressed. I knew we were being together for something, and we had no idea that the pandemic was coming. So we did a lot of work. We did futuring work. We did rebirthing work, and we did take these flowers, the desert rose, that blooms in the desert with a little bit of water to the desert. We did ceremony, etc., of that type, ceremony of just presence, of bringing this into the desert. And so that's what we're sharing. But the reason I'm still renaming is because little did we know all the healing and all the things that we needed to go through them, because the pandemic is required anyone like Maya and Ananda and myself to be even more present than before for everyone that don't have this work. So wow, Maya, let me just ask a couple of things and then bring Ananda into the conversation. So it's amazing what you've created. It's incredible, the energy, all your tools. I wanted to share all of your bio, and this is not even everything for everyone that listens, because the preparation of these women is not from just a month of training. The teachings and the preparation that they have is in very precious healing medicine and natural, nothing artificial, nothing that is going to get you into an altered state of consciousness and then you're going to have a down. No, something that is sustainable. That's why I think we connect so well, that we relate to be more self-reliant, to not get any external things that may distort our consciousness. So Maya, and you are here with your daughter.
Yes, I am here with my Ananda, yes.
Oh my goodness, Ananda, welcome.
Hello, Yvonne. Thank you so much. I'm just like giggling and laughing and having tears in my eyes and everything at the same time. I feel so honored to be here to share this space with you and also with my mom. And it's amazing. We made it.
We made it. We made it through the pandemic, and you've not only made it, the love, you're thriving. I want to say she's giggling. These are gorgeous women. But Ananda, I'm going to say it publicly, is one of the most beautiful women I've ever met. As a woman, I remember when I went to pick them up for our first dinner, I was like, what? I was like, And I was like, oh my gosh, she said she was coming with her daughter, but I have this super soul model. Listen to what I just said, super soul model, because she's gorgeous, but she has a soul. She's
Wow.
not. This is not a beauty that is just, I'm going to use my external beauty for something. This is true beauty incarnated. And Ananda, you are so professional. Love. You are. Remind me your age, sweetie.
I'm 30.
That's amazing. All right. So yeah, I'm like, okay. So I love. So you're here with your mom, but I want to ask you first what you created. Talk to us about your creation of the Soul Lab and how you came into that.
Yes, well, the Soul Lab took some years to be manifested in this worldly world. The Soul Lab is created when I'm in Germany on my own. I went, as you explained earlier, to study a normal career, normal in like what for our social right is like socially acceptable. And I had everything I wanted. I would say very happy and satisfied with everything. I brought with me this whole lineage of women and this consciousness and awareness of everything. But I was living the life that I had chosen for me in that time. And then someday my health started having some issues. I had a disease. I didn't know it was that strong. It had been developing since the moment I moved to Germany, since I was 21. And then the doctors were like, okay, you're about to turn 28, which is in the anthroposophical medicine, which we follow and which I chose for my healing. The age when the spirit is like, okay, you're an adult now. Your guardian angel won't carry you around anymore. You are responsible and you can do this on your own. You have had the training now. And you're about to turn 28 and you have skin cancer, which is very, very rare for your age. And that word, which is for me the disease of our century, shocked me. And I had a range of emotions within me, and I was mainly very like disappointed in me. I was like, how can it be that me with all the knowledge I have, never went to the doctor when I was a child or an adolescent. My grandmother would always take me and do her therapy on me and ask, what's the root of your disease, or why does your head hurt, or anything. If I had stomach ache or anything, it was always go to the root and then let's fix that and then you'll be okay. And I was like, how can it be that I am sick now? That's not possible. And I was on my own in Germany and I was like, no, this is not the way I want to go. I need to honor that I'm not maybe as normal as I wanted to be to fit in, because I was always in school the different one, right? The vegetarian one, the one that spoke about invisible beings, the one that talked about energy. So I really wanted to fit in. And in that moment, I was confronted with myself and I was like, okay, this was fun. This has led you to this point, but you need to go back to your true nature. And that's
why. Okay, Ananda, I gotta pause you because, you're the first person that I hear like, and I got it and I knew I'm not a child anymore. I'm going to grow up. I don't think I've said that to myself yet, So the maturity, this is something that impressed me of you, the maturity of your soul. And obviously, you are such a gracious, I want to say this, such a gracious daughter. It moves me, and it moved me, the honoring and respect you have for your lineage. But I also admire of you the incredible respect you have for who you truly are and how you battle your dark nights of the soul, the one that you didn't even, did anything in a way, without sounding like victimization. You did not anything to deserve those, or did not anything to attract cancer or anything that has happened in your life. But the warrior spirit in you, Ananda, it's something that I admire a lot. And and you know, just being diagnosed with cancer, you know,